Hi there, Brad Burton here. Thank you for tuning in again for yet another video blog. It is August 28, 2014, Thursday, um, and I greatly appreciate you watching this blog. Before we get started, I'd just like to say thank you for all the questions and thank you for all the kind responses. It means a lot to me. I love you all very much, and it helps me out tremendously. I've been finding this very helpful as of late to give way to get out emotions and stuff like that, or thoughts and processes, so to speak. So keep on sending me questions. I appreciate it. I got quite a few questions, so I'm going to break this in half, and then maybe next blog I'll answer the rest of them. Uh, let's see. Debbie Garrett wants to know what is my favorite teacher and what made them my favorite teacher. Favorite teacher was Mr. Murray in high school. He was my psychology teacher, and I found the topic of psychology to be very interesting. Um, I had sociology class was probably my second favorite class, but I didn't like it as much as psychology because sociology is more opinion based. It's opinion based, off of what certain topics are in the political system, so to speak, abortion, death, the death penalties, all that stuff. Um, where I found psychology to be more fact based. It was just a more entertaining subject. I enjoyed it tremendously, so that's my favorite teacher and why he was my favorite teacher. Um, Christina wants to know, how do I control my outbursts now compared to what I used to? Christina, to give you an idea of how bad my outbursts used to be, um, I remember one day in high school coming home, this is how bad I was with my outbursts and how I didn't have any control. I remember coming home from high school one day, and don't ask me what the problem was that caused it because I can't remember. But I remember coming home from high school, and I remember throwing my books on the table, and my friend Brandon Robb was with me, so he was my witness to this. I remember throwing my books on the table, going to my bedroom, and punching the hell out of my closet door, busting it, literally busting holes in it. Then I picked up a knife and started stabbing the shit out of it. And Brandon, my friend Brandon, had to calm me down before I ended up literally, legitimately hurting myself. And I still have a couple scars on my hands from where I cut him on the closet door from punching him. You fast forward to what it's like today with going through all the stuff that I went through in my entire life. You gotta imagine my anger is like a bomb, okay, like a cartoon bomb, the black ball with the wick going out the top of it. It's basically the same premise, only it's got a really short fuse, okay? With my training with my psychology doctor and my psychiatric doctor, I've learned to increase the fuse to a point where I have reaction time. What I mean by reaction time is to be able to think before I do something and um, not jump so fast. And it's been working. Slowly but surely it's been working. I've learned to identify certain triggers. I've learned to know when the volcano, so to speak, is building, to take myself away from the situation. Um, I'm getting there, it's not going to be an overnight process. It took me 30 years to get this bad. It's going to take just as much probably to get through it. But you know what? Over the year process, you have said yourself, as well as my wife, have seen improvements. It's always hard to tell if you personally are having improvements or not, because you are not always your greatest witness. And what I mean by that is the fact that you're the one that's outputting the problem. It's hard for a problem to look at itself, to fix it. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say with it. It's always easier to look at the person than the person to look inside themselves to see if there's improvement. So I think I'm getting there. I feel like I'm getting there. So time will only tell, with that. And Debbie and Christina, I know you had other questions, but I'm going to get to them next vlog, okay? Um, 5 favorite memories. My cousin Kyle wants to know what my 5 favorite memories are. Christmas, when I got my Commodore 64. That's one of them. That shows you how far back I go with that memory. When I was a kid, it was one of the only times that me and my family, the 4 of us, my brother even, we all had a good time opening gifts that morning. And we laughed, we cheered, it was a fun Christmas morning. One of those old-fashioned Christmas mornings that you can remember. From what a great thing reminds me of it is if you've ever seen A Christmas Story, the morning when they're all opening up gifts, the parents are exhausted from wrapping the gifts, the kids are hyper about what they're getting, that kind of Christmas morning. It was just like that. And I think that's why that Christmas Story movie hits a chord with me so well, because it reminds me so much of my Christmas morning that I had with that gift. And I had 3 huge presents. And in a way, they were my dream gift. A lot of my friends had, Ataris. My friend Kevin Nicholson had a Commodore 64. So I opened up this gift, and it was my Commodore 128. Awesome gift, right? And my parents also got a computer desk that we put together for the computer. It was awesome. It was a wonderful morning. Awesome morning. So there's one of them. Another one is, of course, marrying my wife. Tammy, I love you. You're my wife. You are my greatest memory ever, and always will be. I love you, and marrying you was definitely in my top 5. It should have been number 1, I know, but there's a reason why I hold that other one a little bit higher. But you know why I do. And I want you to know I love you from the bottom of my heart, baby. And marrying you was the single greatest thing I ever did. And I'm so thankful to have you in my life. You've been there for me ever since we've been together. You've put up with my bullshit. And I can't imagine any other woman doing half the stuff that you do. And you are my greatest, one of my top 5 favorite moments ever. Because without you, I'm nothing. I love you. Got a little misty-eyed there, but another one is my backyard wrestling group. I had a great time in my backyard wrestling group. I'll get into that in a different vlog. But backyard wrestling was fun. It was fun because I had so many of my friends that were involved in it from high school, and friends I knew from other friends and stuff like that. It was a blast. It was fun, but I'll get into that at a later time. Movie time with Dad on Tuesdays. We'd go to the store early in the morning to Walmart, go grocery shopping. Then we'd pick up the new movies if there was any at Walmart. Then we'd come home, relax for a couple hours, then we'd get up and go out to Hometown Buffet for lunch. And then we'd go to Best Buy and pick up the newest movies that came out that week. And we'd go home and watch them. And that was one of my favorite memories of my father, was our bonding time. And it was during the time that we finally got to know each other and started hanging around each other more often. So it was a good time. And finally, but not least, Christmas on a morning with my mom during Nintendo. She had a Nintendo and she had Monopoly. And I remember waking up way early in the morning. I couldn't sleep, and she got up with me on Christmas morning and played over 20 games of Nintendo Monopoly with me. And we tied. I'm not even kidding. We freaking tied by the time we got done and got time to open up gifts. And she didn't have to stay up that late with me, but she chose to. So that's definitely one of my fondest memories, and I'll never forget her for it. So there you go. 5 memories that are awesome memories for me. I'm going to cut this short because it's coming up on 10 minutes. So I want to say I love you guys. Keep sending in the questions. I appreciate them. And keep them coming in. I appreciate it. I love you guys very much. And I hope I answered your questions. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Have a good day.